I'm Kenton Dyck, by the way, from right here at Golden West and Mix 96, so here in Manitoba. And joined by Jamie Fine. So excited to chat with you. Where are you joining us from right now?
I am in Toronto. I was in LA a couple days ago, headed back to LA, sometimes Ottawa. Who knows where I am? I don't know where I live anymore.
Well, I mean, that's a good sign for you, the fact that you're all over the place, right?
That's fair. It's not nice for my mental health, but it's good for my career. So
You sacrifice one for the other sometimes, right? Uh, Brand new EP coming out. If this is it, so I mean, obviously we've been playing a few of the songs already. You're like, there you go. If anything's left, we've all had those in the run. But tell me a little bit about the rest of the EP. What can we look forward to?
I'm really pumped for it. First of all, thank you for playing all those. You're my friggin' guy. We're really excited for. There's a few records that you guys haven't heard yet that I've been teasing a little bit of that are coming out with it, and it's a couple of the songs talk about mental health, and one of the songs is a pretty emotional one, but it's kind of my like channeling my inner Coldplay. Fix You, where it's like emotional, but then it's randomly a stadium anthem at the end. That's the lead single off of this EP called "Give Me One More Night." So I'm pretty excited about all of it.
Stadium anthem. I think that's interesting that you mentioned that because I think I've seen videos of you on TikTok talking about your goal of writing a stadium anthem. Is this the one, or are you just gonna wait and find out and keep on trying?
Well, I think that's all we can do with
Yeah.
music these days, right? As an artist, you kind of see what hits. Unfortunately, if I could control if everything was a hit, I'd be Beyonce. But with this record, it's one of those things. I remember sitting down with my team and I said, word for word, pretty verbatim, this song isn't gonna go viral. Nobody can expect this song to go viral, but I want it to be a career song for me. And it's one
Yeah.
of those ones that I think that like I think I had said to them like if one of the biggest artists in the world were singing this song, I think it would be one of the biggest songs. And like I didn't want that to come from a place of ego. There were multiple, a few writers on this song. Uh so it's less about me and more about what the actual song means. And I think it's
Yeah.
so powerful that I knew it wasn't gonna go viral. It was like, oh, I hope this is like when it comes out, I hope it just hits a different audience in a different way, you know?
Yeah, I love that. Plus, you have to write music for yourself, at least to some level, right?
Have to be selfish with it. And like if the more selfish I am with my music, the more authentic fan I gain. I really believe that.
Yeah, and you had talked a little bit about, not having any clue what would happen with your music. You don't have any control once you put it out. I'm sure you're surprised by your audiences sometime. And on that note, what is going on in South Africa and your
If you
fan
could
base
tell
there?
me, I have no idea, man. It just hit there, and I'm when I tell you, it's like one of those things that like I'll say to people like, "You guys got to go to South Africa," and they're like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's great." And I'm like, "No, you don't get it." I get like mad because it's so incredible, and it was never on my bucket list. That was not on my 2023 or 2024 bingo card. Like I did not know I was going to be headed there, and it's one of the most special places I've ever been to. And it's pretty beautiful. I think it'll hold a pretty special place in my career for sure.
So I guess your music is just kind of taken off there. You've got a pretty solid fan base in South Africa now.
Yeah, we just did a tour, and the size rooms that we did were really beautiful, and it's something I've been kind of reaching for a long time in my career. And it's crazy that it's so far. Like, it's so far away. You spend a lot of time in a metal tube floating in the sky to
Oh
get
yeah.
there, and I didn't realize the world was that big. And then you land, and like mm, it feels like I always joke that like they think I'm Beyonce there, and I'm not gonna tell them that they're wrong. I'm just gonna
No.
go with it.
No, you never tell them that they're wrong. You just accept it for sure. When it comes to anywhere that you could have a fan base kind of come out of nowhere like this, I mean, South Africa is not a bad place to be traveling to. You have some fun little side adventures while you're out there.
Oh yeah, I have an obsession with elephants. They're like my spirit animal, and the people who brought us out surprised us, and we went to go see, meet an elephant, and that was probably one of the most emotional kind of experiences of my life. As Canadians, you don't typically see an elephant roaming around. So and the closest place you can go see an elephant is quite far away, right?
Yeah.
So for me that was kind of a lifelong dream of mine. And just seeing all the animals, the big five, and seeing a lion in person is like, what? Like, it's so crazy, and the nature there. But there's something about South Africans that love Canadians and vice versa. So we're more intertwined than you might think, I think.
Well, that's super cool, and what an experience. I mean, just to even have the ability to travel. The reason that you're there is also pretty fun as well. Going on a little bit here, TikTok, because I know that you've been getting into that recently, and what is it, like 900,000 followers or something like that? Tell me a little bit about your TikTok journey, and not just the music side, because you also just have a lot of fun on there.
Yeah, I try to. TikTok was something I struggled with when it first came out. I was like, oh my God, like another platform that we have to freaking use. And it can be exhausting. Admittedly, I've been pretty open about how tough it is to, I don't want to be a content creator. I want to be an artist. But on these days, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see it, you have to kind of juggle both. And one of the things I really struggled with initially is that, I think that authenticity kind of lacks on that platform often, and I didn't want to be part of that. I didn't want to be part of faking things to get a view, or crying on camera to get a view or to get a like or to get a listen. It's just not who I am. And slowly but surely I really found my way on that platform of I put out content that's authentic to me. And I'm 30 years old, so although I'm not in my late 60s and not having grown up with social media, it was still a part of our lives. However, not to the capacity is for like Gen Zers that like came out of the womb with an iPad in their hand, So it's like I'm just learning my way and figuring out how to be as authentic as I can be. And that's what's most important to me on a platform like that, especially.
Are you a 93 or a 94?
I'm a 93.
93. Okay, so I was also 93.
Gave you hocus pocus, baby.
Yeah, totally. I'm also a 93 baby.
Let's go, baby. It's the best year.
And I feel the exact, like, I'm obsessed with TikTok because I'm, whatever, short attention span and all this. But at the same time, I kind of feel a little disconnected. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to try a little harder than the young
100%.
kids do.
And I think I don't know if you remember this, like, when we were like maybe in high school and like Facebook like came out and our parents were on Facebook, and then they posted the stupidest things, and they would be like, oh, just out at Farm Boy getting flowers. And it was like, Mom, why did you do that? I'm starting to do that.
No.
Kenton, I'm starting to make those posts. It's not okay.
I know. And then you're starting to realize that, like, oh, an entire generation thinks this is incredibly cringy, but I'm going to do it anyways, which is exactly what our parents thought. Is like, I don't care if my kids don't think this is fun. I'm going to do it anyways.
Oh my God, we're turning into our parents, man. But I think that's what's nice. And one of the issues I've had on that platform is, I didn't want to be a 30-year-old appealing to 13-year-olds. Like, it's just it's not who I am. And I'm singing about like heartbreak. An 8-year-old's not necessarily going to understand what that is, and I'm not necessarily creating the music that viral dances can be made to, So again, it's about, there's room for all of it and there's space for all of it. And I think I had to learn that the hard way, but I think I found my place on it.
I don't know though. I think you've got some songs that could definitely be danced to on TikTok. Don't sell yourself short there.
Start it, Kenton. I want you to start it.
Hey, I mean, my dancing would probably not help the trend much, but we could give it a go. Let's talk a little bit about your TikTok, because I've loved some of the content you've had. I saw your recent bucket list, which I thought was super fun. Food truck is in your future, I understand, and you were talking about the fact that you've had a menu planned out. Tell us about the food truck menu that you're going to be putting together.
Dude, I have the name for it. I know exactly where I want to put it. Like, it's just a matter of time. Having the culinary background, food is so exciting, and like you can do so many things with it, and it's very artistic as well, right? And so, I think that when it came to the menu and writing down a menu, I really wanted to do things that like were good eats, but like simple and flavorful. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a restaurant and I'm like, I don't understand why this tastes like this. This is crazy. I can make it at home. And so it's about keeping, like, I always love having like 5 or 6 or 7 like items on a menu, but doing them incredibly well. The thing is I'm not telling you what's on the menu because what's going to happen is somebody's going to steal it.
Tacos.
Nice try,
what do we got? Come on. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair point. Fair point. I don't want to steal your food truck idea.
I'll tell you the most random thing on the menu.
Okay.
There's candied sweet potatoes.
Candied sweet potatoes. Okay, we can get on board with that here in Manitoba for sure. We do the potato thing.
I'll drive the food truck on over to you guys to do the first test, or the soft launch, as you will.
All right, deal. That's sweet. Okay, talking a little bit more about the EP. Of course, I want to talk about some of the music. First song on the album, one that we haven't really heard yet, which I'm really excited about. I did get a sneak peek. Give Me One More Time. This one, I think, is going to be kind of the next big one. So tell me a little bit about this song and the journey with it.
Yeah, first of all, it is called "Give Me One More Night," but I kind of prefer "Give Me One More Time" as the title. So maybe I need to switch that right friggin' now. You were
I
just testing
apologize.
me,
I
yeah,
wrote it
Pat.
down wrong. I apologize.
Yeah, no. It's I actually like that title a lot. "Give Me One More Night" is yeah, it's a focus track for a couple of reasons. I really wanted to channel that like Coldplay, inner Coldplay in me. I've been listening to Fix You so much. Like I really have been listening to it a lot, and it inspires me in such an artistic way, both like lyrically in terms of the story that they're telling, but also the production on that is so wild. We haven't had a song like that in a long time. And so, although it's, more of a pop structure, I really wanted to channel that starting out with very emotional ballad. You think it's a ballad, and then all of a sudden that chorus hits and it's like that Coldplay vibe. And that's what this EP is about is it's emotional, but there's energy. And Give Me One More Night is a really important song for me. Just the writing process of it, it was really personal, and I wanted people to be able to kind of relate to it or see if they could anyway. And so far I've been teasing it a little bit and people are latching on the same way that I thought they would, which is great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan already. Excited to see that one hit the airwaves as well.
I
Last year, you got to participate in the Grey Cup, which is so cool. You got any other kind of big things on the horizon? What can we look forward to going forward?
So this year, this summer, I'm really taking a step back and giving myself a little bit of space. We have a handful of shows kind of across Canada, but I really wanted to make sure that I was taking time for me. This year was a tough year for me, just in terms of, working and having all the experiences and getting a chance to take a step back, spend some time with my family, and then kick myself out of my comfort zone a little bit. I think I needed that kick in the butt, So spending the summer in LA and just kind of like diving into my whole premise of like 1, 2, 3 jump instead of overthinking things. Just 1, 2, 3 jump in. So I'm gonna take the time to do that. We'll see what happens in the fall, but excited to announce some more shows, maybe a cross country tour, maybe not a cross country tour. I don't know.
Nice. Okay, so I want to let you go here. I know that we have some time constraints, but summer in LA. What are the things you're looking forward to do? A couple of things you're planning.
Honestly, I eating all the sushi I can, just as much as I possibly can. No, honestly, we're excited to just like I'm excited to be near the ocean and kind of I romanticize the ocean a lot, and it kind of helps me recenter. So spending a lot of time there, and I have a good group of people out there too that's not very like LA cliche toxic. So I love spending time with them and writing music and like writing music for other artists. Another huge part of what I do. I don't just write music for me. I'm a writer for other people, and so the artists that I'm gonna get to write for pretty cool, and a couple of them have been on my bucket list for a while and can't really talk too much about it, but just like excited to have them announce some songs that I was able to be a part of. It's gonna be crazy.
Renee Rapp, perchance?
I want her. Come on. Thank you for putting that out in the universe. I am like I haven't shot my shot yet because I want it to be as organic as possible.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love that you're paying attention to this bucket list.
I'm all over it. It kind of sounds like summer camp. Like you got camp planned.
Freaking right. Oh my God, that's kind of like nostalgic in the best way.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Jamie, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking your time, and we're so excited about the new EP as it comes out and playing some of this new music. So thanks a bunch for joining us.
I appreciate you and thank you guys and just like supporting the music and playing it. It's a big part of what we do and we couldn't keep doing it without you. So thank you.
We love it. Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. It was so good chatting, man. And you
Yeah.
take care. And I hope to get to see you in person soon.
Yeah, of course. Are you going to be coming out to Manitoba? Maybe doing some Winnipeg shows?
I want to get back to Winnipeg. Really, that was one of our favorite shows we've ever played. Me and the band, and I haven't been since before the pandemic. So we're gonna I think we're planning out and costing out the cross country tour right now. So yes, we are absolutely coming to Winnipeg.
All right. Well, we will keep our eyes peeled for sure. We'll be there. Thanks.
We'll bring you out to a show. I appreciate you for this, man. You take care, okay?
Yeah, you too. Thanks a bunch. Later.